Hey guys, I wanted to share this video, and I may start crying a bit only because when you think about how amazingly wonderful, awesome God is, sometimes with me I either express it through laughing or crying, either one, and both of them were good. I watched a movie with my kids over this past weekend, Voyage of the Dawn Treader, and essentially what the underlying story is in the movie is a character arc of this character named Eustace, and he begins the story and he's just a brat, selfish brat, and he just does everything wrong, so to speak. He's just a little brat, and Edmund and Lucy are like, they're returning to Narnia, and like they're the returning, king and queen of Narnia, or two of the four, and Eustace is there. They're all noble, and Eustace is, just a coward, just a sniveling little brat. And because of this, he finds himself in this treasure pit, and he starts grabbing all this treasure. Well, it was actually a trap, and it turns him into a dragon, like this gold dragon. And not only that, so when he became this gold dragon, he was trying to, he realized that, it further alienated him from everybody else, because, at first his being a little brat alienated everyone, but now he was this gigantic dragon, and he had to let them know that it was Eustace. And then he started, developing relationship with the two kids, and then also Reepicheep, who he hated, and he fought all the time, the little mouse. But then Reepicheep became, while he was a dragon, sometimes I can't talk because it's just emotional. While he was a dragon, he became friends with Reepicheep, and then as a dragon, he began to help them out, and eventually helped them save the day. Well, eventually he got shot by an arrow in one of his dragon wings, and he was flying. And this is the part I'm probably gonna get choked up on or laugh a lot. It's either gonna be one or the other. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. He fell on the sand dune. And then he met Aslan, who of course is Jesus, because Jesus is referred to in the scriptures as the Lion of the tribe of Judah. And C.S.Lewis was very much a lover of Jesus, and that's who he's represented in the movie. Even in the movie, he said, "In your world, I'm known by a different name," and it doesn't take a genius to figure out that it's Jesus. Anyways, when oh man, this is so good. The first thing that he does when he's in the presence of the king is he takes his claws and he tries to rip off his skin. Or a better way of putting it is he tried to fix himself. He wanted to. It's such a subtle effect in the movie that you'll probably even miss it. But he looks at Aslan and he goes like this, and he tries to rip his scales off. But that didn't bother Aslan. But Aslan knew there was only one way that could be done. So Aslan takes his paw and he scratches the sand, and when he does, a big scratch mark goes on Eustace's chest, where he's ripping off the scales for Eustace, for him, because Eustace can't do it on his own. then he roars. Just, if you've seen any of the Narnia movies, you'll know that when Aslan roars, things shake, things change. And when he roars at Eustace, all of the scales come off. And he wakes up. And he wakes up out of that on this place where there is another sword. And in the story, there's 6 swords, and the 7th sword has to be laid down on this stone. So when he wakes up, there's this sword right there. And he knew that he had to go take the sword to the stone and lay it on there to break this evil spell or whatever. And then when he's going there, the evil, you have to understand, Eustace was a cowering wimp. Did not like to fight, was just wimpy, whatever, was not a warrior. So Aslan trusted the very last sword to be placed on this table with the person who perceived himself as this wimpy, cowardly kid. And so when he grabs the sword, you know, the evil tries to fight him, and he fights back with the sword. With the sword, and he wins. And he puts the sword on the table, and then the spell was broken. So Eustace actually saved the day. But the part I wanted to really talk about and really just go back to is the part where Eustace, when he was in front of the king, he tried to scratch his scales off. But his appearance didn't scare Aslan away. It was because of his appearance that Aslan was there to help him. What I'm trying to say is, it's not your sin that runs God away from you. It's your sin that draws him near you so he can scratch it off of you, so he can create in you a new creation already. So don't think that your sin sends God away. It doesn't. It draws him near so he can wash you, so he can cleanse you, so he can create a new you. Now, he already has created that. I'm just following along on the theme of the movie. But please don't think that your sin and your shortcomings send God away. They don't. He's just waiting to scratch the sand, baby. He's just ready to scratch it off of you. God is better than anyone has ever told us. He is amazing. He is wonderful. He is patient. It wasn't you looking like a dragon that sent Aslan away from you. It was your dragon-like state that actually drawed Aslan to you. And then he scratched it off of you. And then he entrusted you with a sword. Because he knew after one encounter with him that you would be a warrior, that you wouldn't give up, that you wouldn't back down anymore. And none of us are over with our journeys yet. None of us. Feels good outside today.